Hey friends, so I'm coming at you today with a bit of a book haul. I did go book shopping with a friend of mine yesterday. We were in Lynchburg, Virginia, and we visited Bookshop on the Avenue. And I will tell you that this bookshop was pretty awesome. It's in a little house, it's 3 levels. So on the main floor, you have your classics, your Christian fiction, your women writers, and I believe westerns were also on that floor. And then in the basement, you have, of course, your mysteries, horror, paranormal, science fiction, all that good stuff. And then upstairs was the nonfiction. So plenty of things to explore, a ton of books, and sometimes used bookstores you go into are arranged very haphazardly and they're not organized very well. This one was very organized. Now, there were a couple of stacks of books in the floor, which kind of adds to the charm, but it wasn't one of those bookshops where walking around feels treacherous. The aisles were clear of books. You could freely walk around. The owner of the bookshop was super nice and couldn't have been more helpful. And yeah, I had a lot of fun, so I thought I would share a little bit of footage from the bookshop and also share the book haul. So when you go to a used bookstore, you can kind of afford to be an impulse buyer because most of the books are very, very cheap. I think the most expensive book I purchased was $3.95. So a lot of these books were $1.95, which was great. And I did go in looking for a couple of romance books, which, you might say, what channel is this? Did I land on some other person's channel because Carrie doesn't typically read romance? And while that is true, I do like to occasionally read a romance, and I feel like I haven't really found my niche in that genre. So luckily, the Bookish Bryants have asked me to help co-host the Autumn Amour event in September, where we will be reading a lot of romance, and I will have an upcoming video on that, but I do have a couple of books in this haul that I will be reading for Autumn Amour. The first one is Maine Squeeze by Catherine Clark. And the reason I picked this book up is because in September I will actually be in Maine. So I thought it would be pretty cool to read a book about Maine while I was in Maine. And look at the back of this book. Isn't that just so adorable? I mean, that is so adorable. It's a little guest check from a restaurant or a diner with someone's order on there. Isn't that cool? So really excited about that one. And the next sort of romance is the Hot Ladies Murder Club. Now, I might be cheating a little bit with this one because it is a bit of a murder mystery, but there is a review on the back from the Romantic Times, and it says, "No one provides hotter emotional fireworks than the fiery Anne Major." So thought this might fit the bill. It does seem like there will be a little romance between one of the ladies in this club and a lawyer. So we will see. The next book I got was The Taken by Sarah Pinborough, and I'm actually reading Insomnia by Sarah Pinborough right now. I've read her books before, so of course this one caught my eye. The cover is just so creepy, so cool. It says, "She's a beautiful little girl, only 10 years old with pretty blonde curls. Why then does she strike terror into all who see her? Because she died 30 years ago, a horrible, agonizing death in the middle of a raging thunderstorm. Tonight, the storm has returned, and so has she." I mean, come on. I had to pick that one up. The next book I purchased is a classic, A Tree Grows in Brooklyn by Betty Smith. I've actually never read this book, but I've heard great things. I know that it's more of a character-driven novel, kind of a coming-of-age story. I think it will be very reflective, and I kind of wanted to have my own copy because I feel like this might be the type of book that I want to, you know, annotate, mark up some pages. And this book actually has some candle wax on it, which is kind of cool because I'm a huge candle lover. And what goes better with books than candles? I don't know. I guess coffee probably, or tea. But the next book I picked up was Please Look After Mom. And this one has made the rounds on BookTube. It's a family drama. It's a story of contemporary Korea. So I feel like this will be a winner. Feel pretty confident in that one. The next two books I picked up are both U-boat books because my husband is very much interested in World War II U-boat history, and I wasn't sure if he already had, especially this one, Gunther Preen, but you know, $1.95, you know, you take the chance. But he did not have either of these, luckily. So very cool finds there. I could have spent more time in this bookstore, but we were getting a little hungry, so we did go out to eat afterwards, but we had a really nice time. So yeah, I thought I would share a little bit of my book shopping experience. If you guys have read any of these books or have any thoughts or have done any book hauls yourself recently, please shoot me a comment, and I hope you guys have a wonderful afternoon. Thanks for watching.